between their citizens. And by the way, this is exactly why when the 13 colonies in America chose to fight for independence from England, why they believed they were in their rights, and I think they were within their rights to do so, to rise up in the American Revolution against England. Why it wasn't a rebellion against God, and it wasn't in violation of biblical principles for them to do that, because they had a written, documented, and historical right to replace their leaders if their leaders became tyrannical. Thomas Jefferson in the Declaration of Independence wrote this. This is just a part of it. He said, "Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established should not be changed for light and transient causes." So in other words, we're not just going to be changing governments every day or something like that. "Prudence indeed will dictate that governments long established shall not be changed for light and transient causes. And accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed." But then he said, "But when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursuing invariably the same object evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security." And they weren't coming up with something brand new. This was something that British citizens had always held to. They had the right to replace their leadership if their leadership became tyrannical, if their leadership broke the contract, if their leadership ever stopped doing what their leaders had agreed to do. They, as a free people, had the right to replace their leaders. And all that Jefferson and Washington and the founders of our country were doing was practicing their right. They were claiming